I wanted to talk about, of course, we can always run to the astrology and make up some words based in something. Supposedly this thing draws out information. Um, we begin to talk on subject matter um, that is pulled up from just the symbological meanings of what we're looking at. So it's February 1st. And by the way, there's some videos that are coming out like a week prior that are up ahead. And boy, pardon my look here, but welcome to right inside of my room here. Don't be shy, hang out a while. Well, we have the 11 degrees um, Aquarius sun right now, which is auspicious. That's an 11. I'm an 11, by the way, in numerology. And so there we go with that, and who knows what we're talking about with that, so that's great. Oh, right now we have, for me anyway, we have a beautiful Mercury trine Venus. I mean, this is like I should do some communications of any kind. Would be good, pleasant. Write a letter that would be wonderful. Um, Particularly like the communications, feminine urge, domestic urge will be satisfied through that. Perhaps maybe the trips I make, if I go and maybe perhaps spend money because Venus points at that. Now, this is very earthy. There is also Venus in Capricorn at 10 degrees. It's near 11 degrees. It'll be at 11 degrees tomorrow, which is kind of a trip because we have an 11 degrees. It could actually hit today, and we'll have two 11s in the sky. But back to this aspect that I'm having, that it's like a good time to cut my hair, or maybe my hair actually looks good. Just need to change my shirt or go buy a shirt. If I was to actually go buy a shirt on the transit of the Mercury trine, yes, Venus, you're guaranteed to get something see, that's good for me, to get something that fits and looks good. I am terrible at shopping for clothes, and so it happens that, well, if I go on this day, it's kind of, with a little effort, I will get something satisfying that even other people will say, well, gosh, you look good today. Anyway, getting back to the 1st of February here, we have this Mercury at 23 Capricorn, Venus at 10 degrees Capricorn, Mars at 20 degrees Capricorn. Lots of Capricorn we have. And also, we have the Earth planets, Jupiter and Uranus in there. This is causing a beautiful trine with these planets in Capricorn. Jupiter and Uranus, and see the main news is how that Uranus is going to go through its retrograde shadow. It's the last planet, I think. Well, one of the last. Yeah, I think it really is. Technically, this is the shake 'em and bake 'em up planet. That one that really lets us know we're in uncharted territory, as far as like now what's going to really just, it's been teeter-tottering, like, change, is it going to be change? And it's in fixed signs, so these people are really rigid and like, I think it's going to be and then they're just going to break. Well, not everybody, but it really, it depends on where your degree is here, and we only went to 23 degrees last year, which was amazing for me. It'll be this year this time again. Last year was in May, and this year it will be in May. That it looks like it's going to be hitting 23 degrees and just going right through onto 24, which is uncharted territory, I'm pretty sure. If not, 25 certainly is. And so by June, we're gonna see, besides for like what's gonna happen in the middle of the month here, what we're gonna head upon, what succession of things that are gonna be taking place, one after another, especially now it's not so bad for some generations now because of the Pluto inching into Aquarius. It's like if it's officially into Aquarius, then there's a lot less stress for my generation, and it's getting slowly better. Yes, and for some people, it's kind of a wrapping up of some things from that old paradigm. And the truth is, ladies and gentlemen, I hate to tell you, um, in September, Pluto goes back into Aquarius to hit 29 degrees for one last time, and it looks like it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks, or more, or more. Well, yeah, it goes retrograde, and then for just about 6 or 7 weeks, it stays in um, Capricorn for one last time until October. Yeah, and that's just not exciting. It's like we've had enough, and we've just had enough of that energy clamping down, trying to clamp down on everybody's. I was just going to say wallets, and just the resources and our ideas uh, that could be blocked because of this. Because Capricorn is actually a very their keyword says I use. And so they're the ones who shows us how to use things and use the resources and the environment and really build up an empire by the real knowledge that it takes to do that properly, to make the foundations right and make them solid structures. Capricorn is all about that, but you can imagine, if you can imagine, the money scene really corrupts that doing things right uh, mode. And a lot of people listening to this, and I'm glad that there's a lot of people might be listening to this, and I think that they're kind of, you guys need to catch up on what's really going on, especially nowadays, and what money has us doing. If you're a flag waver, I call you a flag waver. That we need you need to back way away from there, because that's first of all none of your business. Not even your idea. You're taking on somebody else's idea. Do you have any ideas of your own? That's the thing. It's like we're dealing with people that are stuck in the past and driving a. It's basically that stuff, that you're pulling from the outside and reaching in and saying, "This is me," is very inauthentic for one, and it's also like this: beware of false prophets, because you yourself, if you even a scientist will say, you have your own faculties to draw off of, and it's your profound responsibility to turn those on, and ain't nobody gonna really do that for you but you. And whether it happens naturally, most people, it's not happening naturally. Now, let's talk about our bitchin' subject matter of narcissists flooding the world. That they are not human beings, so you can say that they're kind of unnatural. They're not natural human beings. Now, that's really controversial subject matter to bring up, but not really. See, with the Aquarius age coming up, and Pluto just kind of doing a little. Uh, See, what we learn with Pluto in Capricorn is that um, maybe the love of money isn't as important than the love you can have between, that you can recognize that there is in your human relationships. The quality of the human relationships are much more important than than the run for money. See, and so we've noticed that how that money can care less about the quality of the human relationship and the body and anything. It's just like more like capitalize on your illnesses and keep everybody in the dark, and yay, and it's ridiculous it seems. But there is something that keeps everything in the dark. As far as that, and we are now relearning astrology based in what I understood it as, what Heather talked about. I don't know her last name, sorry, but I get it too. See, before after ancient wisdom, there was bullshit, and they wrote a bunch of books and about it, like I say, in paper, and really a lot of the ancient wisdom was held, and you can still find it. But then look at what happens. Okay, now all I know is that it was after the 1940s. The key word for Libra turned to from I love to I balance, and we don't know how many other ones had changed, but for sure I remember this is the main thing, and I think this is the only one actually. I just think it's the only one that they changed from. You couldn't find a book now that says I love being the key words for Libra, which that's the ancient teaching. It says I balance, which is like, okay, yeah, it's still representative of the selfless kind of self-organizing mechanics that love, the intelligence really is, when you surrender the mind, and you go to the heart, and you begin to train the mind in by looking into the truth, because love just knows the truth and celebrates it and grows whatever it's there, And you got to bring that there secret agent compassion, because be careful growing an alligator inside your living room. Anyway, love will do it. Anything, anytime, rain or shine. Talking about love, babe, we got this is the season of love, right? We're coming up with um there's a reason why it's Heart Chakra Day, right in the middle of Aquarius here. Uh, the 14th of Aquarius, anyway, it's the later degree, and just talking about what possibly um, can go on. We can't, because it's, of course, it's just that's the way it is. We can't tell the future, but what this indicates, you see, this is a very heavy time that we do not ignore, and I feel bad for especially the Taurus people. The Taurus people that are Venus ruled, they just want everything to be the temperature just set just right. The China is just so everything Venetian, right? Venetian. The Taurus though, I gather it's not the Venus like the Libra that's co-ruled by Saturn. I don't know what the co-ruler of Taurus is. Maybe it's Jupiter or something. No, what is it? Sorry, maybe it's maybe it's Neptune. But anyway, they just want everything to be so just right and cushioned and smoothed out, and they can be very shallow, kind of not deep that way, because they're comfort zoning it out. That's who's going to be has been, experiencing, especially this month. Coming up, I mean, if you haven't felt it already, but really, yeah, since the Aquarius sun, moving into the Aquarius sun, we have a lot of Aquarius just sneaking up on us like crazy. After the Capricorn, see, while the sun is still in Aquarius at the late degree, which is like 28, we have both Venus and Mars already winning to conjunction on the 13th with Pluto, and that right there is a very intense magnetic draw about it's pointing at the masculine um, it's the first conjunction. This is the first major like God. It's like Pluto is getting to zap all these planets right when it goes into Aquarius for the first time. Big deal. But this is something that is signifying. It's kind of a picture of what will be happening in the next 40 years. Not very confused. It's straightforward. We're going to have a huge transformation of mankind. Technologically, whatever comes up is going to transform, whether it's good or bad. It's looking like okay because we have now look how that it's squaring Jupiter and Uranus. Jupiter and Uranus are square to to Aquarius when the snapshotting happens. With the conjunction. All of the conjunctions have been involving, uh, as far as these planets conjuncting Pluto, it's been involving a mild square with Jupiter, which tells me is like a financial strain or something. Something says it's costing a bit much to run a clown act scene, really, because I think Jupiter and Taurus, the Taurus vibration, and where it is in Uranus is in Taurus. The planet Uranus is visiting Taurus, saying you need to look at what is unstable. Whatever is unstable is going to start being looked into. Really is going to start instability is going to start happening too, right? That's just a sign that that's going to be happening when you see Uranus hitting your planets in Taurus, or if it's in Taurus, whatever Taurus you have, you're going to experience this. And so I know a couple people that have Moon at late degree Taurus, particularly 23, and the poor things, they are the most stable of moons to have as far as all the placements of the moon of the zodiac. Taurus moon is the most emotionally stable. They are so cool that way. They hardly understand anybody else's like emotional instability. Especially like say the moon in Aquarius. Me, it's not that we're emotionally unstable. We're just we handle emotions differently. Everybody does, you know, and every God, you know, so then look at the moon and Leo, you know, all of them have their temper tantrum ability and control freaking fixed moons. Are you kidding me? Get out of here. But out of them all, the Taurus moon is more down to earth and more cool. You know, they're apt, and you just won't see that they're even having a hard time. They're gonna tuck it in. They just don't. They probably already justify. It's like, we don't expose our inability to handle a lot of things out into the outer realm. You know, it's bad, and that's the Buddha for you. You know, that's Taurus. Supposedly Buddha was a Taurus. Venus ruled, by the way. That's the feminine of astrology. Starts out like Mars, Venus, Mercury. What does Cancer rule? The Moon. And then what does Leo rule? The Sun. That's how you go just by order of what the rulership of those houses are, actually the signs. But thanks for listening to this. A little bit of a lot of a nervous energy. I know that I'm going to be fine. I just have to straighten out some things. I thought that the light incident where I had left some extra notes, and there's some things to straighten out there. And I think I don't know. I don't. It's a distraction as far as real life is concerned. It's too bad that people are making horrible decisions based in no rhyme or reason. There isn't a rhyme or reason to, after 30 years or more living on your property on a mountain, in a mountain wilderness area. There's a waterway, and these people, I'm sorry, but I enjoy where I am. I come up here for the rocks, the trees. I come up here, and so this is the thing, is like, okay, so you can't disrespect the kind of people that we are. There's a lot of people who come up here just to breathe the pine air. And you know what? That was so disruptive when that asphalt was put down. 100%, babes. The neighbors can smell it too. I talked to them before they saw me go emotionally disturbed and upset because I was ganged up on. I remember it now. It's been 3 months being. I was deep in depression about that. It really screwed me up. It did. It was wrong. I felt like that they were trying. All of them. My neighbor here, who knew, they know that they're wrong. How could you miss that smell? And I swear to God, I could swear that I have permanent health problems that came up that was like premature. It's like, why is this now happening? For sure, see, the neighbors could smell it. I just told them, look, smell. That's all you can smell. After it happened, it was like October, early October, or late September, I think.